Y'all see this? Y'all see that? I saw that. Anyway, welcome back to my channel. My daughter is on a 10-day culture college tour with her school. And so far she's been to Ohio, Philly, Michigan, Minnesota, Florida, Georgia, New Orleans. So she outside. And it took some convincing. Like I had to convince P to give her his blessings so that she can go. She's like, is Pop's gonna let me go? Cause you know how he is. And he's like very overprotective and things like that. But eventually she was allowed to go. And I always dot my I's, cross my T's. I'm talking to everybody because I want to know where my kid is gonna be, who gonna be there, all of that. So this made me think of the time that I was trapped in a stranger's attic. So I'm here to share my story. So when I was in high school, I had this really, really good friend. She was like my best friend. So if you saw her, you would see me. If you saw me, you would see her. So if you went to school with me, you know who I'm talking about. And she was just like, she wants to go see her boyfriend. And I was like, all right, cool. When do you want to go? And she was like, on Friday. So Friday worked out because we got out of school early. So I was like, that's enough time for us to go see him, come back, and then go home. So Friday comes and she was like, come on, let's go. Turns out he lives in Long Island. I lived in Brooklyn. She lived in Harlem. I'm like, how are we getting to Long Island? We don't drive. This is before Uber, Lyft, all that stuff. And had I known it was Long Island, I would have still went because that's my friend. You know what I'm saying? So we out here. So we go, we get on the train to get to the Long Island Railroad. And then we meet him. Now, I didn't know him personally. Like, I don't even know how she met him. Like, she had a couple of joints. But that was supposed to be the main one. Like when they were on the phone, she would be like, oh, mama's is here. And he would say hello. Sometimes he'll put his brother on the phone. But I'd never like met him. So that was my first time meeting him in person. And when I met him, I was like, oh, okay, baby is fine. Like he was very, very handsome. He looked just like LL. I'm talking about young LL. Like I need love, body, lips, everything. I was like, okay, friend. So after a while, I'm like, all right, I know we ain't come all the way out here to just be outside. Like, what's up? What are we doing? And he was like, oh, we could go to my house. And I was like, why would we want to go to your house? And he was like, because my parents weren't there. Again, why would we want to go to your house? And he was like, just so we're not outside. So like we could chill or whatever. So I'm like, you trust him? And she was like, yeah, it's all good. So we go. We get to the house and it's cool. His brother gets out of school, comes home, and he on my body. But why wouldn't he be? Because it's me. And I was just like, blocks. Because I had him in, like, get out of here. So anyway, we chilling, kicking, laughing, talking, watching 106 in Park, you know, doing what we do. After a while, I'm like, yo, we need to get ready to go because we have a distance to travel. Like, we don't live up the block. And she was like, all right, 10 more minutes. So I'm like, all right, cool, 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes, it's turning into 15 more minutes. It's turning into 20 more minutes. I was like, girl, we gotta go. Like, we gotta get up and go. They don't drive, so that means they're not taking us home. Like, we have to figure our way. While we get up to leave, it's a whole snowstorm outside. Like, no lie. I'm talking about you couldn't even see anything. It was just white everywhere. And I was just like, this can't be happening. Like, my mother is going to kill me. Like, I'm out of here. Like, it's a wrap. So I'm like, how are we gonna get home? I was like, because if they can't take us home and it looks like this outside, a cab is not coming to get us. Like, how are we getting there? And she was like, well, call your mom and tell her you're gonna spend the night in my house. I was like, you want me to lie? And she was like, yeah, I mean, what other choice do we have? So I'm like, fine. So I called my mom and I was like, Ma, I'm gonna spend the night at this girl's house. And my mother's like, oh, okay, no problem. When will you be home? So I'm like, she okay with it? I was like, she must really trust me. I wouldn't trust me. So, and I wasn't out there like thugging and bugging and wilding or whatever. But again, I'm a kid. I said, I'm spending the night out. You're not going to ask to speak to no other adult, nothing. You just cool with it. You okay? I was like, all right. So she calls her mom and she tells her mom she's going to be spending the night at my house. And her mother's cool with it too. Her mother's like, oh, okay, no problem. I was like, what's happening here? So I'm like, all right. So I'm not totally comfortable because I'm like, I really don't know him like that. Just because we said hi and bye a few times on the phone, that doesn't mean he my man. So I was like, and his brother ain't my man. So I'm just like, none of y'all my mans. My mans is her, and she played herself because now we stuck here. So his room again was in the attic. You okay? So anyway, you gonna let me tell my story? All right. So his room was in the attic. So I'm like, all right, I'm hungry. So they're sneaking to bring us food upstairs. And then I was like, I'm gonna need Hendrix. Can you please stop? Yeah, I'm asking you to stop though. Stop. I want to finish my story. I just got a little more to go. Nope. Nope. Here, look. There's a cookie. You want a cookie? Go get the cookie. Go get the cookie. I know you want the cookie. No, for you. Here you go. Here. Are you okay? I'm about to cry. Are you okay, Papa? Are you laughing? You so phony. I thought you hurt yourself. But I see you did not. I know you don't want it. I tried to give it to you. All right, stay right here. Let me finish the story. I'm sorry, y'all. Hendrix,
I don't know. I don't know.
So you just gonna keep mocking me?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
So, anyway.
let me finish the story. Here. So anyway, with the cookie in his mouth still. Stop. So anyway, they're sneaking to bring us food upstairs. I'm like, I gotta use the bathroom. They sneak in us downstairs and be in the lookout and everything, because at this point their parents are home. And I'm like, yo, this can't be real life. Yo, are you serious, Hendrix? So anyway, Hendrix, stop! I'm trying to tell a story.
No.
I'm gonna just wrap it up here because Hendrix won't let me be great. But I ended up trapped in a stranger's attic. Because I was trying to be a friend. I was out here being a ride or die. But eventually, we went home the very next day. All right. See y'all later.